I am Chris Top, a.k.a. Dorcas Supremus. You know, I'm watching my Twitter. I really want you to tweet with me. I want you to tumble with me and all that other stuff. You can leave notes on Facebook. But the coolest thing you can do is you can actually come on over to Spreaker.com, sign up. It's fun, it's easy, it's free, and you can chat with me while I do my live broadcast. Now, we have a 300 Seconds on the Couch in this show, and we also have a Lyrical Playhouse, and lots of other, dorky stuff. It'll be fun, I promise.
This is the Chris Top Program.
Hi, I'm Chris Top. First off, I want to thank you for tuning into the Chris Top Program. While I try my best to keep the show as rated PG-13 as possible, sometimes things slip out, or sometimes things happen, and that's just the way live radio goes. And because this is the internet, the FCC isn't around to tell me what I can and can't do. So because of the occasional slip-up or the guess that might get out of hand, you really need to be 18 or older to listen. If you happen to be under 18, please make sure you get your parents' permission. Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Chris Top Program.
I am the one and only Chris Top.
You can either talk in the Chris Top Program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there wasn't that a back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groovy long hair, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Chris Top Program. Chris Top Program, Chris Top Program. You can hear the music on the Chris Top Program. Chris Top Program.
Only Chris Top.
Wanna hear the music on the Chris Top Program. Chris Top Program. Chris Top Program. You can hear the talk in the Chris Top Program.
Sunny Clarksville, Tennessee.
You can hear the talk in the Chris Top Program.
This is the Chris Top Program.
And I am the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. How the hell are you, world? I'm doing pretty good. You know why I'm doing pretty good? Well, I got up early this morning. I got up really early this morning, like unnatural early this morning, because I had to go into work and do a few things. But what was special about today? Well, I'm going to tell you. I got off at 2 o'clock, and I don't have to go back to work for 9 days. Yeah, I'm a free man for 9 days, so there's no telling what you're in store for over the next 9 days, because I'm going to have free time. I may actually get bored. I have no idea. Now, I do have an apology to make. And it's not an apology to Canada. I've already done that. This apology has to do with my show from last week, or whenever I did it. It was a few days ago. I did a Lyrical Playhouse, and I screwed up really, really bad. I went back and I listened to my show. It's really great if you're ever trying to sleep. Just listen to the Chris Top Program. And I probably shouldn't say that, but it's really good for me. I'm out in like 2 seconds. 2 seconds, I'm gone. But I was listening to the show, and it got to the part where I did the Lyrical Playhouse. Well, I am a dork. So that's my excuse. So the Lyrical Playhouse, the intro starts, and then the music bed comes up. And that's when I'm supposed to do my thing over the music bed. Well, my mic was muted the whole time. Yeah, so there's a couple of minutes of just this corny classical music playing when I'm supposed to be talking, but that's all you can hear is the music. So I'm sure a lot of people were like, what is Chris smoking? What's he do? What's wrong with Chris? Why is he playing this in its little 30-second clips of classical music over and over again too? It's not even like a full piece. So I know it didn't make much sense, but the good news, I get to do the exact same one that I did the other day, And it's okay. I didn't have to find it or anything. So that made it kind of easy. I've been thinking, as people, as human beings, we tend to lie to ourselves. And the thing is, we don't even know we're doing it part of the time, or most of the time. We say things, we mean them, and then we just don't do it. Or we're just lying to ourselves to make us feel better before we do something just stupid. Now, I think that might have been my Twitter going. And you can communicate with me on Twitter if you want, as opposed to the chat on Spreaker. But I'd love for you to join the chat, for sure. I've been informed that I'm being hit on by someone, and I'm not sure because I haven't checked the chat yet. I'm going to wait just a minute. Before I check, because I'm trying to get started with the show. Now, if you want to tweet me, feel free to tweet me. I love it when my phone dings. I do. Okay, now, there are some lies that we tell ourselves. Now, if you're going to overindulge, if you're going to eat too much, don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself. You know how some people, like if you get a bagel, bagels aren't bad. It's like the equivalent of 4 pieces of toast. That's a lie. There's a lot more carbs in a bagel than in 4 pieces of toast. And what's even worse, when you buy those little fun size bars, like Hershey bars or Snickers bars and stuff like that, oh, that's bad. That's really bad because you don't just eat one. Because if you just ate one, it would be okay. But no, what you do is you eat one and then you think, oh, well, I can eat another one of these because it's so little. It's so tight. Look how cute it is. One bite, it's gone. It's yummy. So I'm going to eat another one because it's still not as bad as eating a whole king-size Hershey bar. So before you know it, you've eaten like half the bag. Or maybe the whole bag. And then you've eaten like 4 or 5 king-size Hershey. Don't do it. Stay away from the fun-size stuff. Stay away from the Halloween stuff. Another lie I think we tell ourselves, too, is that your parents don't have sex. Come on, man. Who are you kidding? They have needs. They're people, too. I'm sure from time to time they boom shake the room. Now, they're probably not as loud as they used to be, and they've gotten used to, doing those things when the kids are at home. Even into your adult life, they still do stuff. They still play around. And I know I put all kinds of these visual pictures in your mind, and I apologize. I do apologize, but stop lying to yourself. And how many times have you done this in your life? And this could be on the internet. This could be a contract you've signed. How many of you have ever bought a house? Well, I've bought like 4 or 5 homes. And now I'm in an apartment. And I'm happier than I've ever been. I really am. But, after the first 9,000 pages, you just stop reading the contract. Your name's not even legible anymore. You just start signing crap because you don't care. You're selling your soul. So it doesn't matter. So you just start signing stuff. And it could be anything. There could be a clause in the contract that says they're going to take your firstborn. And you're just going to sign it. You're going to, okay, let's get this over with. They can have my kid. Let's just go. Let's move on. And it's even worse on the internet because whoever reads the terms and conditions on the internet? I mean, really, if you did that, you would never join a website. Because it would take you if you got like a 3-day trial on a website, it would take you the 3 days to read the contract. By the time you're done reading, you click it and then boom, it's already over. Nobody ever reads that crap. Ever. Oh, and how many of you have told yourself this? I might skip a meal today because I'm going to go out drinking tonight. And really, alcohol is not bad because it doesn't have that many calories. Sure, it doesn't. It's a beverage. It doesn't have as many calories as a cheeseburger. No. A couple of shots, that's not the equivalent of a Big Mac. No, it's not. Oh, and how about this? $4 for a latte is worth it. Somehow or another, Starbucks convinced us that this was a good idea to spend $4 or $5 on a latte. You know what a latte is, don't you? It's just milk. It's just steamed milk. That's all it is. And you're paying $4 for it. Why don't you go buy a gallon or two and then steam it? Go buy a gallon or two and throw it in the microwave. It's no different. Okay, and I hate people that do this, okay? When you eat your food, or when you prepare your food, just prepare your food and eat it. Nobody cares what you're having for breakfast. Nobody on Facebook cares what you're having for lunch. Nobody wants you to tweet your hot dog. Are you guilty? Raise your hand if you're guilty. Is your Instagram full of like these nice little dishes that you put together all pretty just so you can Instagram it? Are you one of those people? Maybe you should reevaluate your life if you are. I'd like to say hello to everybody in the chat. Let me scroll up here because I don't want to miss anybody. We have a very lovely friend of mine, Keena, who's in the chat. Keena, it is good to see you. She actually, I met her on that game that I play. And you know, the thing is, I don't play it that much anymore, and I don't know why. It's a fun game. I don't want to say I lost interest, but it's hard to find the time. It really is. And now I've got some time off coming up, and I'm thinking, well, I could go play the game some more, but now I'm so far behind. So I'm just like, oh, if I get in there, then everybody's going to kill me. So it kind of takes the fun out of it. It does. But I heart you, Keena. And also we have the Latin Groove radio show in the chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's me. I'm Christop, and I'm live. It's good to see you, buddy. And hopefully over the next 9 days, I'll be able to do a show every day. But we'll see how that goes. I mean, there may be some days where I don't want to do a show, because I thought about maybe getting drunk. Now, you know, I don't drink. I'm not a drinker. I rarely ever drink a drop. But part of the reason I do that is because I'm busy and I work a lot. So I don't have that excuse. So there may be one day when I'm maybe like in the middle of the week, when I'm prepared to be hungover the next day because I don't have to work. So that could work out. Because see, if I just have a day or two off, I don't want to spend one day recuperating. But if I've got 9, then I'm pretty cool with that. So, you know. And Latin says he lies to himself all the time. We all do, and I'm not done with those yet either. There's a few more of those I'm going to talk about. We have Sonia in the chat. Sonia, it is good to see you. It's frickin' been forever. I'm so happy you're here. And we have Lisa in the chat. Lisa, hi. Hi, how are you? It's good to see you too. See, it's nice to see all my friends in here. It really is. Keena says, back when MySpace was cool, I was 14 and I started to read them. Then was, I'll pass. What is it? Wait, I don't even remember what I said. I have no idea what that refers to. But see, everybody though, I mean, I'm talking about these things that these lies that we tell ourselves. And, you know, and this stuff is relatable because we all do it. We all lie to ourselves on a constant basis. We do. And Lisa says she's too busy eating the food. So she's not going to take pictures of it. And I've missed you too, Lisa, and thank you so much. And Keena hasn't been on the game for 13 days. I mean, Keena, what is it? Is it just losing interest? I mean, are you getting tired of killing the same monsters over and over again? I mean, I kind of am. You know, I want maybe some new monsters. I don't know. See, this is the dork coming out in me, okay? Don't judge me. I like to play internet games, and I'm okay with that. I don't judge you. Oh, the terms and conditions. That's what Keena was talking about. And yeah, does anybody still use MySpace at all? I mean, I guess it's still around. And every time I ask about MySpace, you know, when I say, is MySpace even still around? People are like, yeah, it's still around, but it's mostly music now. I don't even understand what that means. What does it mean it's mostly music now? I don't get it. But whatever, because I'm still not going to get one. I mean, really, I'm barely on Facebook, to be honest with you. All right, I'm going to check my tweets. What is this? Oh, I see. I like getting tweets like this. You're too cute, baby. See, that's nice. See, the virtual flirtation is always good. Stay away from the manipulative, attractive people with sexy voices. It's not me, so I'm not being talked about. But the Twitter is wide open. Let's go back to the lies, because I think this is important information that you should know. All right, so no more taking pictures, okay? No more taking pictures. And okay. What is a classic movie to you? A classic movie to me might involve Jimmy Stewart or John Wayne or somebody like that. Well, nowadays, it's like some of these movies that are classics, I remember going to see them at the movie theater. Guess that means I'm getting old? I don't know. But Titanic is considered a classic, and I can't even say Titanic without getting cold chills that run up and down my spine. And not in a good way, either. And see, I will never, ever forgive her. Oh, I'll never let you go. No, I'll never let you go. And then next thing you know, she lets him go. Really? Was there not enough room on that piece of wood for both of you? See, that I never figured out. I mean, we all knew the boat was going to sink. We knew that. But there was plenty of room on the freaking piece of wood. That's not what I'm getting at, though. I hear this all the time. And if you say this, you're lying to yourself. Are you ready? Titanic gets better with every viewing. And how many of you people are on the internet and you do a blog? And see, I could say this myself. I really could, because when I do this show, it's kind of like my blog. I just don't type. I'm not a very good typer. I'm a talker, but I'm not a very good typer. So how many of you have ever told yourself this? A lot of people read my blog. No, they don't. Nobody reads your blog. Unless you're on Fox News or CNN or something like that, nobody reads your stupid frickin' blog. But people do listen to my show. Oh, and what about this? This could be the same people here. No, I don't spend that much time on the internet. Right? Who are we kidding? Really? Really? It's like, okay, I've got to check the internet before I go to work. Now, on the way to work, I can check it on my phone. While I'm at work, I'll check it on the phone, or maybe I can sneak some time in on the computer at work. That's always good, as long as the boss isn't looking. And then as soon as I get home, it's back on the internet again. And next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. I got to be up at 7, but I'm going to stay on the internet anyway. But no, I don't spend that much time on the internet at all. Oh, before I go any further. Now, in the beginning of the show, I mentioned that we're going to do a 300 seconds on the couch, and we're going to do a lyrical playhouse. But also, I have some very intriguing questions to ask you. Now these questions, these are really for you guys. I am going to give you a gift today. I am going to help you. I'm going to show you the secret to starting a conversation with a woman. And I know it's coming from a dork. I get that. So you can take whatever I say with a grain of salt. You really can. But I'm telling you, dude, would I do this if it didn't work? So get your notepads out. And ladies, too, you can use this information, because if a guy happens to spring one of these on you, then you'll sort of know what to say. See, it's like prep. It's like show prep for dating, is what it is. So I'm here to help both guys and girls out. I almost said chicks. I'm here to help out guys and chicks on my show. How about you people that are going to college? Oh, I definitely chose the right major. Then 8 years later, you're still in school and you still don't know what the hell you're doing. Really? Stop lying to yourself. Oh, and this really just drives me nuts. I despise getting in conversations with people. People that because I read people very, very well. I do. And just a really generic phrase that I get upset when I hear it sometimes. Oh, I know a lot about music. Really? Well, tell me what you know about music. Who's your favorite artist? Name some of your favorite lyrics. Can you sing? Do you write songs? What do you know about music? Well, there's this song that I like, and they play it on the radio all the time, and it's really good. Isn't it annoying? Oh, and this. I do this. I am guilty as hell of this. I'm always running late, and I'll tell you why. Because I tell myself, when my alarm goes off in the morning, that I'm only going to press the snooze button one time. That's it. Just one time. But no. Like 10 times later, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. I've got to get my ass out of bed. The damn snooze button. The snooze button is the devil. It really is. Don't push it. Just get up. You're going to feel just as good if you get up then, or if you keep taking these little 2-minute cat naps and then you get up late. Just freaking get out of bed. Now, in case you're wondering what that noise is in the background, it's my cat Abby. She likes to scratch the inside of the litter box after she does her thing. But I swear the only time she ever does it is when I'm doing a show. I never hear it any other time. But she knows I'm on the air, I'm broadcasting to the whole world, and then she decides to scratch the inside of her litter box. So that's what that was. I think she's done now. I just noticed something too. I have the litter box turned around and it's actually facing the wall, so she's got to squeeze in there. I cleaned it out yesterday, so I probably need to fix that. Okay. Now, what were we talking about? Oh, how many times have you ever said this? I'll never do that again. Really? So next New Year's is going to be different. So by the time 8 p.m. hits, just a few hours before the new year, you're not going to be hugging the toilet. Lo and behold, next New Year's, you're hugging the toilet again. Yeah. Oh, and what about this? How many of you have been in relationships where you broke up with somebody and it's like, okay, that's it. It's over. I am never, ever, ever going back to that person. No, not a chance in hell am I going to date that person again. 3 days later, you're back with them. Really? Really? Why don't you just stop it? Okay, I've got a tweet. And this is from Love Alice Cooper, and that's AKA Jen. She says, dorks will be dorks at the Chris Top program. And that's a resounding statement, I think is what that is. Let's see. Oh. Let's keep going, because these are fun. This is like part of self-actualization, I think, is what it is. Because we all want to reach that point where, or at least get as close as we can to that point of awesomeness, right? So I think when we start to admit to ourselves that we lie to ourselves in these ways, then maybe that's going to help us. Procrastinators. How many of you are procrastinators? I'm raising my hand. Abby's raising her hand. Abby's my cat, by the way. How many of you have ever said, I'll do it tomorrow morning? And then, see, the thing is, tomorrow morning turns into the next morning, and then it turns into the next morning, and then you never do it. You forget about it. And then something else takes its place, and you just put that off as well. Now, I hope maybe some of this helped you. I don't know. That was my objective. That was my objective. Now, I'm going to go back through the chat here. I'm going to say hello to a few of my friends. And I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So it may take me just a second, okay? I'm not as young as I used to be. And there's fun stuff on the way, I promise. See, I like these questions, I do. And if you want some help on the whole dating scene, this is for the guys and the girls. All right, raise your hand if you're single. This will help you. And this is coming from Chris Top. So, I mean, it must be it must be true. It must be good information, right? Really. But I would like to welcome Love Muffin to the chat. Love Muffin, it is a pleasure to have you here. And we also have Bryn in the chat. Bryn is a little strange, but it's okay. And we have Jasmine in the chat. Jasmine, it is a pleasure to see you. Now, I notice we have a few first-timers in the chat. Now, before I go any further, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. And this also goes out to my Twitter friends that are listening off the site. And yes, I'm talking to you, Kelsey. If you're a first-time listener on the show, what I want you to do, and this is very important. Now, if you don't know what this show's all about yet, this is sort of a safe haven for the dork. This is the place where all the dorks come together and we embrace our dorkhood. So if you're ready to step from the closet and into the light of true dorkdom, then this is where you belong. Now, but to successfully make that step, you have to admit to the world that you're a dork and that you're proud to be a dork. Now, the best way to do that is to go to my Facebook page and post the dorkiest picture that you have of yourself. Go ahead. Just do it. Take that step. I'm begging you. Now, when you do it, I'll go back and make fun of... I'll go back and we'll talk about your picture, of course, and we'll welcome you into the club. Now, there has been a few times during my live broadcast that we have proven to the world that you can be a dork. Excuse me. That you can be a dork and you can be super cool. And yeah, I say super cool, but I can get away with it. And you can also be a dork and a hottie as well. See, we're breaking all kinds of barriers. The world is really starting to wake up and notice the true power of the dork. So I welcome Jasmine to the chat. Jasmine Andrea Lloyd. It's a pleasure to see you. Who else do we have in here? Let me scroll on down. And we have Jessica in the chat. Now, see, Jessica is one of those dork hotties I'm talking about. So, Jessica, I'm expecting a picture of you on the Facebook. See, she wasn't expecting that. She's like, I'm just here to listen. I came in and said hi. I'm just here to listen. I'm not posting any pictures of myself on some crazy Facebook page. Well, just play along, would you? See, all the cool kids are doing it. See, there's no stress here. There's no peer pressure. All the cool kids are just go ahead and post your picture. It's fine. Keena says, my friend posted today, logging into Facebook has become the equivalent of opening the fridge to see what's inside, even though you know there's nothing good. Isn't that the truth? I cannot buy groceries, and you brought up a good point, Keena. I cannot buy groceries for a month. Really. I eat out a lot. I do. I'm bad. And see, the thing is, I love to cook. I do, or at least I used to. I don't know what happened. I guess I kind of got out of the mode, but I eat out all the time. So I know there's nothing in my fridge. Maybe some ketchup. There might be some ramen noodles somewhere, but those aren't in the fridge. But yeah, I will go look in the fridge and just stand there. And this could go on for like 5 minutes. I'll just stand there and look in the fridge. It's like the ketchup's all of a sudden is going to turn into turkey or something. But see, there's nothing in there. There might be some mayonnaise. I'd have to check. Even though I've opened the door and looked in it many times, I should know. But there might be some mayonnaise in there. And there might be some ingredients I'd bought at one time because I was going to cook, but then I never got around to it. And that's just how life goes, right? And Abby, Jessica said hello. And Abby, thanks you very much for that. See, Abby is so sweet, but she can be just vicious. She can be totally vicious. And I've told this story before, but I was lying in bed one day, and this is when I just gotten Abby. So she's a little kitten, right? She crawls up on the bed, and Lisa, thank you so much for stopping by. Lisa said she's got to go, and it was good to see you. But Abby jumps up on the bed, and back then, she couldn't even jump up on, I said, I've got a king-size bed, and she couldn't even jump up on, she had to like kind of jump halfway and then crawl the rest of the way up. And she was like just all fuzzy and like just angelic looking. So I'm lying there in the bed, and I'm half asleep, but I can feel Abby's like, she's like playing with my toes or something. So she hops up on my leg, and she walks up my leg, and she walks up my stomach, and then she just kind of sits there on my chest. And I've got my eyes closed. I'd had her for like maybe 3 or 4 days. So 3 or 4 days into our relationship, I open my eyes, and the sun is actually coming through the window behind her. So she really does look like this little furry angel that's sitting on my chest. So I look up at her, and she's got the sweetest, most innocent look on her face that you've ever seen. And it just makes you want to go, oh, Abby, I love you. I really love you, Abby. That's kind of what it made me want to say. But before I could get one word out, she actually rears back with her paw, and then she Mike Tysons the hell out of my eye. It was my left eye. She just punches me right in the freaking eye. 3 days. My eye was swollen. Almost swollen shut like the second day. She hit me really hard. Just this little kitten. But she hasn't done it since then. Thank goodness, because I really started second guessing what I'd done. I thought, okay, I'm going to take her back to the animal shelter. I'm going to trade her in for one of her little sisters. But I didn't. I kept Abby, and we're pretty happy now. What else is going on in here? And so Jessica's going to post one of her dorky pictures. So she's going to join the club. And also Bryn is going to rejoin the club. Bryn has proven many times that she's a dork, but she's going to prove it yet again. Jasmine says, and by the way, Chris, you do know me. Oh, well, okay. Jasmine, it's very good to see. Now, Jasmine, where's your dorky picture at? All right, you got to post. You've got to join the club. All right, I think I'm caught up in the chat. And Kina did join too, didn't you, Kina? Okay, I'm just trying to think. Now, there is lots of stuff in store on this program today. Like I said, there's a 300 Seconds on the Couch on the way. Also, we're going to do a Lyrical Playhouse that I totally screwed up last week. If you didn't hear it, well, you wouldn't have heard it because I didn't. Anyway, I've already explained myself. And then we're going to go over some dating techniques. Not really dating techniques, but some really great questions to get a good conversation going. If maybe it's a first date, or maybe you're out in public and you're wanting to meet somebody and maybe intrigue them a little bit into at least talking to you. Now, I can't work miracles for you. I mean, I can give you some ammunition, but you still got to learn how to shoot. All right? So I'm going to help you out as much as I can. And I think I'll actually take some notes from myself as well. And Kina still has not posted her dorky picture. So Kina, you're going to have to help prove that you can be a hottie dork. And I'm leaving that up to you. But I don't want you to go anywhere because you're absolutely, positively in the right place. This is the Chris Top Program.
You can either talk in the Chris Top Program.
Mr. Pop.
Take it from the top.
Middle school is a confusing time.
Kids are cruel. And kids say cruel things about anybody for any reason.
And you're filled with insecurity. And you wonder, is this normal? Am I normal?
Is what I'm feeling right? Is how God made me right?
If there's one thing that we need to pass along to these young boys in the most difficult point of their lives, it's this.
It's gonna get bigger.
You're 13. You're not really developed yet. Your penis is gonna get bigger.
It gets bigger.
It gets bigger.
It gets bigger.
I know that in the 6th grade, Kevin Ostenstead was saying his penis was all huge and he was using it for sex, but it wasn't. And Kevin's a liar.
He was totally lying. Yeah, I remember what I said, and I was lying out of my ass. It was pretty small, brother. It's pretty small. And it's gonna be small for a little while more now. And that's okay.
Because one day your penis is going to be all big and and your life is going to change.
And you're going to long for a simpler time when you had a tiny little, barely even there, looking like a tadpole, almost a vagina penis.
And you're going to want to go back.
And maybe your penis won't get much bigger. That's okay too. A lot of boys' penises don't.
And there's all sorts of weird shit you can do with a little dick to make it work like you got a big one.
Crazy scary
That's basically not even sex. That's basically not even fun.
But that's all ahead of you. And you don't have to worry about that right now.
All you have to worry about is being a kid and having fun, no matter how comically small that penis of yours is.
So just ignore everybody. You're fine, just the way you are, even if that means sitting down to pee. And remember,
It gets bigger.
It gets bigger.
It gets bigger.
It really might not.
I'm a liar.
Facebook, it's like jail. You sit around, waste time, have a profile picture, write on walls, and get poked by guys you really don't know.
This is the Chris Top Program.
All right, here we go. 300 seconds on the couch. If you've never heard one of these, sit back, relax, and try to enjoy it. At least humor me, okay? I mean, it's pretty good.
Oh, baby, let's get ready for 300 seconds on the couch.
I really don't know it's going to take 300 seconds.
I get paid by the hour.
I didn't realize girls had nipples until I was 16.
And you did what again?
Well, yeah, I'm 39 years old and I make ringtones. You know ringtones?
And how did that make you feel, Chris?
Well, Doc, as you very well know, I haven't had a whole lot of luck on the dating scene. I was talking to one of my buddies. He's been doing that internet speed dating. He actually met a girl from Russia. Really sweet girl. She's got a great job, too. He told me she works for a circus. She's a contortionist or a fire breather or something. They haven't physically met yet. Something about her waiting for the crop to come in so she can get plane tickets. When he was telling me all this, it dawned on me. My fire breather has got to be out there somewhere. My contortionist could be right around the corner and I wouldn't even know it. You see, Doc, my problem is I just walk around all the time with my eyes closed. I mean, I just turned 40, so I'm going to have to start thinking outside of my comfort zone a little bit. Things aren't like they used to be, Doc. It's just not as easy anymore to go to Kroger and pick up a girl at the produce section.
So, Chris, you tried the internet speed dating.
Well, I was getting to that, Mary.
Chris, my name's not Mary, but go ahead.
Thanks, Mary. You're the greatest. Oh, Doc, it was so cool because you just clicked on the girl that you wanted to talk to. If you didn't like her, you just clicked on the next one and kept going. I struck up this great conversation. I mean, we talked forever. It was at least 5 minutes. Next thing I know, she's coming to my house.
You only talked to her 5 minutes and you invited her over?
Well, yeah. I know that sounds a little weird, but I consider myself to be pretty traditional. That's why it took so long. These kids nowadays, I just don't know about them. I have to say, I was a little hesitant because I've never dated an African-American girl. I've grown up in the South my whole life, and, well, that's always been frowned upon. I also have to admit, at the same time, it seemed a little bit exciting. I didn't have a lot of time, so I brushed up on Black history before she arrived. I put a lot of thought into this, and I wanted to make sure she had a great time. I guess I just wanted her to feel comfortable. I didn't want her seeing me as another one of those white cracker guy dudes. My research really opened my eyes, Doc. I have to say, when Martin Luther King refused to sit in the back of the bus, that simple little statement had a resounding effect on our nation. Thanks to that simple little act, today we have rap music. And rap music is a very big part of my life. Eazy-E taught me everything I need to know about women. I never thought about it until the other day, but I think there's a little bit of black in all of us. So Mona shows up at my front door. She's got this little red dress on. Her breasts were like, wow. And that booty of hers. Oh, man. The whole time I was thinking, I am so glad I found my black heritage. She had this leather bag strapped around her shoulder. I said, Simona, what's in the leather bag? She said, it's my BDSM stuff. I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. We had talked about her BDSM lifestyle very briefly during the speed dating. I had no idea she was actually going to bring her gear with her and show me her moves. While Mona was in the bathroom, I went to my bedroom and got ready. I put on my sweatbands, my shorts, my sweatshirt. I was ready to go a few rounds.
Chris, do you even know what BDSM is?
Well, yeah, Doc, it's kind of like Tybo. I used to have all the videos. I was totally prepared to give little Miss Mona a run for her money. So all of a sudden the electricity goes off. So I get on my hands and my knees and I'm feeling around under the bed for my flashlight. I always keep a flashlight under the bed because you can never be too prepared. It's right next to my sock. But that's another story for another session, Doc. Next thing I know, Mona kicks me right on the ass and she's got this steel-toe boot on. I grab my flashlight, I immediately shine it right on her face, and she's dressed up like Adolf Hitler. She didn't say a word, she just threw this black leather mask at me and told me to put it on. The mask had a zipper mouth. So I put the zipper mask on, right? Then I lay down. Next thing I know, she's got these nipple clamps, and those aren't comfortable at all, Doc, let me tell you. She hooks them up to my nipples, and they're attached to a car battery. All of a sudden, this current is just going right through my nipples. I could feel it just shooting out of my toes.
How did you get away from her?
Well, when the current was shooting through my body, it actually made me wet myself. Oh, it was a good solid stream, too. I felt like I was 15 again. I ended up peeing all over Monica. When the urine hit her, it actually shocked the hell out of her, too. So when she passed out, it actually ripped off the nipple clamps, which really hurt. I got some crazy scars on my nipples right here. At least it'll be something for me to talk about with my buddies when we're drinking beer. So the ambulance shows up, they take Mona away, and I haven't seen her since. Here, do you want to feel my nipples, Doc? They're really tender.
No.
Quickly, Saeed! The Americans are coming! We must go!
No, ridiculous. We cannot go anywhere. I'm listening to Chris talk. It's incredible. He is about to do the lyrical playhouse.
No, but you don't understand. The Americans are coming. We must go. The bombs are in the truck. We must get in the truck. We must go.
You go. I am staying and listening to Chris talk. Wabba. All right, freeze, dirtbags. This is Ranger 6-2 Echo. I've got 2 in custody. Huh. Forget about it, you American pig. You tell your president. These are my terms. You make Chris talk program world syndication, or I will raise a pillar of holy fire in each of your cities each week until my demands are met. Listen to the Chris Talk program on Spreaker.com, or else.
Oh, Lord, Jesus is a fire.
You can either talk in the Chris Talk program.
Yes, sir, Pop.
Take it from the top.
All right, now, this is a very special time of the show. Well, before I do that, let's go on over to the Facebook page. Now, in case you didn't listen to the last show, if you got past the confusing lyrical playhouse that I did, we had a a friend of mine that actually joined the chat last week. First time listener, lifetime dork. And she happens to be a stripper. And don't get me wrong, I don't have too many stripper friends. I've got maybe one. But anyway, but she posted her picture, and it's not... Okay, now before you go rush into it, it has nothing to do with tassels. It's just a nice picture. So you can go check that out. And also, Brenda has once again joined the club. And Brenda, we are very well aware that you're a dork. And maybe one of these days you'll get to my point, to the hierarchy of dorkness. Now, and we have another inductee in the Dork Hall of Fame today. So everybody give a big round of applause to Jessica. She posted her dorky picture on the page. And see, Jessica has these beautiful eyes, and they're all crossed on the page. And she's got her little Hello Kitty necklace. But even though, once you see past all of that, we have proof again, time and time again, that you can be a dork and you can be a super hottie as well. So Jessica, thank you. Brenda, thank you again. And everybody that posts their pictures on the page. And we'll go back and talk about them. If you want to post one too, it's okay. It's all right. It's time. Really, it's time. I mean, aren't you just fed up with the Mean Girls? stealing your milk money constantly, just taking your milk money. Aren't you tired of that? Now is the time to step out of the closet and embrace your dork hood. It really is. And it's saying I've got another notification, so I'm looking. See, I don't know how to work Facebook sometimes. I don't, and I think I've got another picture, but I'm not sure. So I'll go back and I'll check it here in a minute. But I've got to get on with the show. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you don't know who I'm talking to, there's actually a live chat on Spreaker. So if you'll come on over, sign up. It's fun, it's easy, it's free, and you can actually chat with me while I broadcast. So, it's pretty cool, actually. And Chris says, good to see the quality commercials are still kicking around this show. And Chris, it's good to see you too, buddy. It really is. I'm glad you stopped by. And he said that because he made that promo for me. See, I had nothing to do with it, except maybe supplying the inspiration which I do, actually. And Jen says that there used to be a stripper that she worked with at McDonald's. All right, now look, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If she was a stripper, why in the heck did she have to work at McDonald's? I guess she could have been a bad stripper, I guess. So I guess that's very possible. Now, I came across this story, and I thought it was kind of interesting. Because it has nakedness in it, but maybe that's not why. I mean, it's just weird. Now, search and rescue teams, they've actually begun looking for a 19-year-old female. She actually set off on a hike into a national forest, and this was Sunday. This was yesterday. Sunday night. The only thing she was wearing was a fanny pack. And my thing is, if you're going to be naked, why in the hell would you choose, and you're only going to wear one item, why in the hell would you choose a fanny pack? I mean, when were those popular? That was back in the 80s? Was it the 80s or the 90s? I don't even know. Those two decades kind of go together in my head. I don't know. Why would you choose a fanny pack? I mean, couldn't you put on some nice earrings? Maybe some heels? But I guess she was thinking, well, if I'm going to be hiking, I don't really have any pockets. Had she not had a fanny pack, I guess I would have asked the question, well, where did she put her stuff? Now, she told a friend that she was going on some sort of a spiritual journey. That's just weird. And she said she was going to come back that night. Now, see, I don't know if it's even possible to go on a spiritual journey and return that night. But the thing is, she never came back. Now, the temperatures actually dropped to the low 50s. Now, that's not enough to really kill anybody, but it is enough to get a little nipply. Now, the woman was reportedly carrying only a small knife, a compass, and then a few other small items in her fanny pack. And she didn't have a cell phone or anything like that. And she was stark naked. So I'm anxious to see what exactly happened. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have a clue. But it's not every day, that comes out, or that stuff like that comes out. I mean, Cookie, what should she have chosen? What would have been a good accessory? I mean, you're naked a lot. I mean, if you were going to go trancing through the woods, what kind of accessory would you have put on? I mean, if you could only have one item, what would you wear? I don't think it would be a fanny pack, would it? And Chris says he's been looking for a 19-year-old female. The search continues. We have Thoughtologist in the chat. Thoughtologist, it's good to see you. And if you're a first-time listener, I appreciate you being in the show. And I would love it if you'd go to my Facebook page and post your dorky picture and join the club with the rest of us. Okay, now, we're going to do a lyrical playhouse here in just a little while. But first, I'm going to kind of tease you a little bit. And I'm going to ask you this question. And this is sort of along the lines of what we're going to look into. And I want you to think about this for a minute. Okay, say you're in a bar and you're lucky enough that a beautiful woman approaches you. Now, providing you don't have a boogie on your nose or anything like that, providing you're a relatively confident guy, which totally leaves me out. So I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I have no idea. How about this for a question? And I've got other questions, too, that you can ask the opposite sex. And guys, I'm trying to help you out. And girls, I'm trying to give you some ammunition here, too, because this will give you time to think about these questions. So maybe you'll seem a little bit smarter than you actually are. I don't know. Now, this is one question that you can ask. And this is a deep thought question. Maybe not so much for me, but would you rather give up sex for a month, or would you rather give up the internet for a month? Now, see, with me, it's not really a problem. See, I don't have that much sex. See, it's not like women are banging at my door every night. Hey, you want to have sex? It's not like I'm really giving up anything. So I don't know exactly how I would answer that question, because if I decide to give up the internet, then more than likely, I'm going to be missing out on both. So that would kind of suck, because then I'd be without internet and, I'd be without sex as well. So I just don't know what I would do in that situation. And I would be honest, too. See, that's why I don't get dates, because I'm honest. That's exactly what I would say to somebody. Well, no, I would keep my internet because I'm not getting laid anyway. Okay, now, have you seen, I don't know if you, okay, Google $3 million motorhome. All right, I don't know if you've seen this thing or not, but it's ugly. I don't know who would pay $3 million for this. I mean, it's weird. I mean, if you're going to pay $3 million for something, I mean, I don't know if I would get a motorhome. But anyway, this is what it's got. It's called the Element Palazzo. And it's supposed to be like a private jet on wheels. Now, it's apparently intended for on-the-road business people or maybe rock stars that don't like to fly, I guess. And this is what it's got in it, but I'm still not figuring out why it's worth $3 million. It's really ugly. I mean, it's like this, it looks like a toaster. Okay, it's a cross between a toaster and a stormtrooper and a cyclops. That's the best way I can describe it. Really, Google it, $3 million motorhome. But it's got a rainfall shower in the bathroom. Okay, so I don't know how much those are, but it's not $3 million. It's got a fully outfitted kitchen with a dishwasher, a sink, and an oven for the staff, obviously. And then it's got a barbecue grill station, and I don't know where that would be. I don't know if there's like big hoods inside that suck up all the smoke, maybe, or maybe it's on top. Just don't go under a bridge. So I don't know. I think it's ugly. Oh, here's where the $3 million went. I'm so silly. It's got a red carpet that is on the steps that actually lead up to the entrance. A red carpet into a motorhome? See, and they say this is for business people or rock stars. I think it's for rich hillbillies, is what I think. Oh, we just struck oil. I'm going to go out and buy me a motorhome. I'm going to go out and buy the biggest badass motorhome money can buy. I'm going to spend $3 million on it, and I'm going to get my own red carpet. See, that's what I'm picturing in my mind. Who would buy the motorhome? Now, I'm just being honest, and I can make jokes. I can make jokes like that. Because I'm from the South, so it's okay, I guess. Okay, now Cookie says she wouldn't wear any accessories. She would just wear her birthday suit. All right, so Cookie, if you ever decide to do that, make sure you give us the latitude and longitude of exactly where you're going to be. I mean, not that any of us are going to go look. I'm just so you can be safe. That way, in case you get lost or you don't come back, then we could get you back. Okay, Thoughtologist says, at a deeper level, you're asking what kind of connections and communications would you be willing to give up? Sex equals one person, internet equals everyone you know. Oh, see, that must be why you named yourself the Thoughtologist. See, you'd be the kind of guy that I would talk to, and I'd be like, man, he's over my head. He took that to a whole new level. See, me, I just say what's on my mind. You, dude, you really put some thought into it. And thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I really, really do. And Cookie said she'll be happy to give out her coordinates if she ever decides to go on a naked hike. So you guys can actually thank me for that later, and that would be just fine.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? My name is Dorcas Maximus, Commander of the Dorks of the North, General of the Dork Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Dork Vader, and I will have my vengeance. Dorks of the world, unite!
You can either talk in the Kristoff program.
Mr. Pop.
Take it from the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Lyrical Playhouse with the one and only Chris Top.
Don't worry, I remembered to unmute my mic for Lyrical Playhouse today. So you're not gonna have to just listen to the music bed that I have prepared. Although you may be sorry that you weren't able to just listen to that after I'm done. All right, now I take this part of the show very seriously. This is where I unleash my true thespian epochs the world, and I try to show you the deep-seated talent within the man known as Chris Top. And this is where I take a song and I deliver it as poetry, the way that I feel should be delivered. So here we go, and I never give the name of the song, and that may hack a lot of people off, but hopefully you know this one. I'm warming up. Any master actor is going to warm up before his performance. Yo, VIP, let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon, daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, go rush the speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. You know, sometimes when I do this stuff, I really don't know. I don't have a clue how I keep a straight face. I really don't. It's not always easy. It's not.
This has been another episode of Lyrical Playhouse by Mr. Chris Top. One man, one dream.
Dorks unite.
No, it's Dorks of the World.
Dorks of the world unite.
Nice. the most sane radio personality on Spreaker.com.
Because I'm losing my mind.
No, you're being ridiculous.
I'm positively losing my mind. You made an F and you suck, little Timmy. Because if you don't know how to lose, you don't know how good it feels to actually win.
Boldly speaking where no man has spoke before.
No, dude, it's not going to hurt their feelings, and if it does hurt their feelings, they need to grab their balls.
Okay, now I want you to take a deep breath first.
I feel giddy like a schoolgirl. Not afraid to be controversial.
I'd like to welcome Yo-Yo Dino to the chat. Yeah, I gotta say, Dino, that was really gripping.
The one and only Chris Top, only on Spreaker.com.
Yeah, I've really got to get a life.
All right, we're back, and yes, I successfully delivered that lyrical playhouse, and I didn't have my mic muted that time. I don't know what happened before. I really have no clue. Now, if you do a show here on Spreaker, this is your chance. All right, now I want you to type the word show into the chat, because we are going to do what I call spread the Spreaker love. So if someone types the word show into the chat, make sure you click on their name, make sure you give them a follow, and at least listen to them one time. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You can unfollow them or whatever, but at least give them a shot and just see if you like the show, or just see if you like it. So here we go. Let's spread the Spreaker love just for a moment. So go ahead and type the word show into the chat if you do one here on Spreaker.
We're just here to spread that love all around. Spread it around. Spread it around.
Okay, there we go. We've spread some love, and hopefully you had protection. Now, should I go ahead and do... See, there's something else that I'm debating on whether I should do or not. And I didn't promote this at the beginning of the show, and I didn't promote it on my Facebook or anything like that. And I'll let you guys decide. You know how a lot of shows will give you good tips on sex? Well, I've got these bad tips that I came across. And I thought it might be kind of fun, because a lot of times you can learn from mistakes, right? And I see, the funny thing is, I'm going through these tips and I'm thinking, wait, I've done that before. Wait, yeah, I think I've probably done that too. No, I've never done that. Oh, I did that one. So, I mean, you can learn from mistakes. I mean, just as easily as you can, or probably better than you can learn from doing things the right way, right? Okay, I just got a tweet. Do I still do ringtones? Now, it's been a while since I've done a ringtone. Now, will I ever do another ringtone? I probably will. See, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this site called PhoneZoo, and I used to make ringtones, and that's kind of what I did before I started Spreaker. And once I found Spreaker, it just wasn't as much fun anymore. But see, it's cool because I like to do things like that for people. You know, I don't know if I'm coming down with a cold or what. I hope not. That's going to suck. If I get a cold on my vacation, it's going to suck. But anyway, I don't do that anymore just because it's not as much fun. But I do like doing things for people. So, I mean, if somebody requested a ringtone or had a certain idea in mind, I may do it. I might do it. But it was cool because it got me interested in it, and I was real creative on there. I was downloaded a couple of million times on PhoneZoo and on, what was that other site that I got off of because I got mad? I don't remember. But PhoneZoo's all you need to know. If you want to check out some of my ringtones, you can go to phonezoo.com and you can just look for the Chris Top program there. And you can sort of check out what I'm talking about. And a lot of the ringtones that are on there, I use them on my show as well. So, I mean, it has a double use. I mean, most of them do. What do you want to talk about now? So what do you guys think? I mean, should we talk about the bad sex advice or not? And I think the chat's going crazy. So I don't know. Let's see. Let me scroll back up here. See, I don't know if you guys want me to talk about it or not. And it was much more interested without my mic being muted. I would agree. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys want me to talk about that or not. But if you do, you can go ahead and tweet me, or you can just let me know. You know, I'm actually curious about Thoughtologist's show, just because he seems so intelligent. So I'm going to have to check that out, I think, after mine. So we'll definitely check it out. Let's see what else we got here. See, I don't want to miss anybody. I hope nobody snuck in and I happen to miss it. And yes, I could take requests actually for ringtones. And I think I already have a ringtone for Mom, Bryn. So if you want to go check that out, feel free to do so. And I could always make a note. Those always do really well. But see, if I do a Mom ringtone, it's kind of bad timing because Father's Day is coming up. And let me ask you this. What have you gotten your father for Father's Day? And I know a lot of you may look at me like that, and I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, I'm only 41 years old. You know? So, I mean, you can get me something for Father's Day if you want to. And no, I don't think it's a cold. I just got a message from Cookie. She's and no, I don't think I'm good. I think I was just a little, I don't know. But I'm good now. I was just kind of coffee, but I'm fine. Okay, now. And please tweet me. I can't even talk. Okay, I've got a request for the ADHD ringtone. So let me see if I can pull that up real quick. See, I'm not prepared to do this. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm going to do this, and then we'll come back. I'll probably play a song because I've got to get another Mountain Dew out of the fridge. All right, it's time for a do. So we're going to do this. We're going to play a song, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about those great questions that you can ask when you're on not on a date, but when you're trying to actually meet women. And now, Cookie, I want you to stick around because you can help me with this, because let me know if you think this would work. I mean, when you've got like a super dork like myself, would this work if I was in a situation where there was a beautiful woman and I wanted to impress her and maybe start a good conversation? See, we need the insight here. So we need all the dork hotties to join in and you know, just let us know if we're on the right track or not. Thoughtologist says, I appreciate your interest, but I've got to tell you, though, I'm running off of 3G, but have internet scheduled to be installed on Wednesday. So, Thoughtologist, when you get your stuff together, let me know, because I'd love to come check out your show. And I'll even promote it a little bit for you to kind of help you out some. Not that does a lot of good, because I don't broadcast as much as I used to, and I don't really have the reach that I used to have, but, you know, I'm still around. So anyway, you're in the right place. And the song I'm going to play, and see, this is one of my favorite songs, and unless you listen to the show, you probably haven't heard it. Now, how many zombie fans do we have out there? See, I know. You're like, okay, Chris Topp's talking about zombies again. Well, I can't help it. I'm fascinated by it, and I'm a big fan of the show The Walking Dead. And, you know, the season's done, and it won't start up again until this fall, so I've got to do something. All right, so but just listen to the song. You're gonna actually love the song. Trust me, it's really a good song. I promise.
This is the Chris Top Program.
Thank you for calling the Attention Deficit Hyper Disorder Hotline. If you have ADHD, please press 1. So you do have ADHD. Is this correct? Please press 1. Now that we know it is only necessary to make your selection. It has been established you do have ADHD. Please. Okay, dude, seriously, if you want help, you're going to have to stop playing with the key. Hey, look, there's a shiny ball with bells on it. If this call was helpful to you, please do nothing. Thank you for calling the Attention Deficit Hyper Disorder Hotline.
Our love story could be kinda gory, far from boring. We'd meet at a post-apocalypse. Yeah, I'd be slowly walking in a group stalking you. You'd be the only man alive that I could not resist. Then all of your kill us, but only because they'd be jealous that our love is deeper than Edward and Bella's. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, yeah. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, 'cause I want you. You'd be hiding in a second floor apartment, knocking all the stairs down to save your life from the undead. Double barrel shotgun, taking out the slow ones. Then you'd see the passion burning in my eye, and I'd keep my head. Then all of your friends, they'd try to kill us, but only because they'd be jealous that our love is deeper than Edward and Bella's. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, yeah. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, 'cause I want you. And I tried not to bite and infect you because I respect you too much. If that's why I'd wait until we got married. Oh, and our happiest days would be spent picking off all your friends, and they'd see a love this deep won't stay buried. If I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, yeah. Oh, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. I just want your heart, yeah, I don't want your heart, I just want your heart, 'cause I want you.
Hello, fellow citizens. This is the latest in dork news from around the world. Those wacky potheads may not be as high as they think. They may have our milk money, but we still have all of our brain cells. Fellow dorks, never fear. Those mean girls who steal your bike every day are going to soon end up in Jailsville. Let's see how life looks behind the slammer. Not so much fun making knives out of soap just to survive, is it, ladies? Remember, kids, be a dork, be proud, be hip.
I sense a disturbance in the force. The dork side is strong in this one.
Did you hear that? This is madness. We're doomed.
Yoda, I don't think I can go back to Spreaker.
Always with you, it cannot be done.
Well, no, I think I could do it. I just don't know if I'm ready.
Hear you nothing that I say.
Wait, what? Can you just not talk Yoda for a minute?
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Okay, dude, you totally don't make any sense. If I unlearn what I've learned, there's no way I can do it. Okay, never mind, I'll try.
No.
You don't want me to try?
Try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
You are such a motivational speaker. You really are.
I do believe they think I am some sort of god.
You can either talk in the crystal program.
All right. I'm back and I'm better than ever. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Facebook page just real quick. I'm going to see if we've got any more dorky pictures on the page. And Thoughtologist, I'm still looking for your dorky picture, dude. All right, now, if we're going to be tight, if we're going to be tight, you're going to have to put your dorky... And the first thing I see is Chris on there. And he's proven, again, that he is a dork. See, Chris is my buddy. I mean, we're pretty good friends, or I like to think so anyway. So, I mean, it just kind of makes sense that he's a dork as well. And there we go. We've got wait a minute. Jassy. See, okay, now you're confusing me. So we've got Jassy on there. And, okay, that's Jasmine that was in the chat. And she has proven that you can be a dork hottie as well. Right there on the page. And, see, Chris is just, he goes crazy with it. Oh, I love the Braveheart one. You have way too much fun, dude. You really do. It makes me laugh, though. It really does. And thank you guys for contributing to my madness. I appreciate you. I would like to welcome Clinton to the chat. Clinton does that show on Spreaker, For the Love of Poetry and Spoken Word. I think my Clinton impression actually gets worse every time I do it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And I told Clinton I wanted to kiss him, and I didn't follow it up with no homo. See, that's where I messed up. Okay, now we're going to ask a few questions. And see, I'm doing this for you. All right, well, you want to do the bad sex tips first. Let's just get that out of the way, because you knew I was going to do it when I brought it up. Otherwise, I wouldn't have brought it up in the first place. That's how I work. All right? You know, it's never a good idea. It's never a good idea to finish that quick. Now, see, that's common sense, right? Now, see, I'm looking at this stuff, and it's kind of manipulating the truth here. It's saying that girls dig guys that finish fast because that just tells them that, oh, they're so attracted to them. Or that, oh, they're oh so good. And that's why guys only go 30 seconds. See, that's a bad idea. All right? You need to figure something out. So you don't go so fast. Now, see, I've heard this before. And this is bad advice. So don't do this, okay? Now, a woman's vagina, it's not... You shouldn't have to tenderize it, okay? You can't just call it a piece of meat. Okay? So don't... I can't even do this with a straight face. See, this is why I was not going to do this. And see, when I first found this stuff, I was like, I better not... Okay, maybe I should. But I'm trying to be as PG-13 as I can. All right? So don't try to tenderize any vaginas. And see, this is supposed to be good advice. I don't know where these people are from. Oh, and okay, and girls hate it when you pull out. Don't ever pull out. Just, stay inside. See, this is like too much for me. I don't even know why I'm doing this. And we all know that no glove equals more love because women love it when you don't wear a condom. So make sure you don't ever buy another condom. And this is some good advice too. Make sure you gently stick her vagina with a fork. I don't even understand. Is there any woman in the history of the world that likes to have her vagina stuck with a fork? You know what? And I asked that question, and I'm sure there is. I'm sure out there's someone. And here's some more good advice, or bad advice. It's supposed to be good advice, but I'm calling it bad advice. You can always just surprise her with a threesome. She sits around and she wants to have one with you and her best friend. Sure, but she's just afraid to ask. So what do? Well, you just call up her best friend one day and say, hey, you want to have a threesome? And of course she's going to say yes because she's been dying to do it too. So maybe for Valentine's Day, you can surprise your significant other with a threesome. Here's some more good advice. While you're doing it, while there's penetration going on, go ahead and write your name, like with your hips, in cursive. Unless you have a really long name. That's probably not... If your name is Ed, this could work. Or maybe Bob. And don't forget, to dot the lowercase I or the J when you're doing that. And I'm thinking chicks dig it. So you can pretend you're writing your name in cursive. And keep her waiting. See, now this is... women love to wait. So... I'm going to get some hate mail for this. I know it. I know I am. I know I'm going to get hate mail. I don't even know why I went here. All right, so say the woman does something to please you. Well, women love to wait. So as soon as she's done pleasing you, just turn over and go to bed. Because women love... See, it builds up. So when she's done pleasing you, just turn over and get a good night's sleep. Because that's all you really want to do. And she's going to appreciate you even more the next time when you do that, I'm sure. And women love this too. Make sure next time you're in the heat of passion, make sure you compare her to previous lovers. Well, you know, so-and-so never did this that way. You should try it like this. And see, all you're doing is you're communicating. And we hear all the time how important in any relationship communication is. And what better way to make a resounding statement than to do it right in the middle of sex? Is compare her to to older lovers. Now, and this could be the best one. And I've seen this in movies. I've seen this in movies. And I always wondered if this really worked or not. Because I've seen it in movies. So it must be true. It must really work. Slip an ice cube up in her business. Would that work? I don't know if that would work. I know that when it's really cold outside, you don't want to stick your tongue to a pole. So maybe, I see if that has that effect, I don't think I'd want to try it. I don't think it would be worth it. And really, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to look in the chat. I really am. And I haven't done too many of those things. I haven't done too many of those things. Oh wait, before I look at any of the comments in the chat, I do have a bone to pick, and I should have brought this up earlier. And this is actually for Jessica that posted her picture on the Facebook page. In the chat, she made the mistake of saying that her nerdy picture was up. And Jessica, I think the world of you. I do. But you have to understand this. See, there's a big difference between a dork and a nerd. And I've explained that on previous shows. And in the future, I'll explain it again because it never hurts. Because if you don't remind people, then history tends to repeat itself. I know that. And you didn't know any better, and this was your first day in here. Now, if it was Clinton that said something about geeks, then I would get it. It would be fine. But I don't think you knew any better. Now, there's a big difference, though, between a nerd and a dork and a geek. And we'll talk about it again sometime. We will. Let's see. Now, what do they say? See, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to even look. I really, really am. Let's see. Thoughtologist says, you're quite the guy, Chris. Thank you. And I'm aware of that. And I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, though. Let's see what else we've got here. I'm trying to scroll down to where... See, this chat is not cooperating with me today. It really isn't. Because I'm trying to find certain stuff, and I'm not finding it. Let's see. An ice cube in a girl's crotch. What if it melts? What if what melts? Her crotch or the ice cube? See, I don't know. This is stuff that's confusing me. And then Thoughtologist says, I'll give it a try tonight. I'll let you know how it goes. Now, are you talking about the ice cube or the fork? That's what I want to know. I mean, some girls like to spoon and some like to fork. Get it? Get it? See what I did with that? And Chris said, think of Miss Daisy and then drive her home, Chris. Now, Cookie said something. I'm trying to get back to what she said. And I can't find it. Dang it. See, when the exotic dancers in your chat start talking about this stuff, you want to pay attention. And Noah, it's good to see you. And I believe this is your first time in the chat. Noah, you can have a shout. I guess I just gave you a shout out, but it's nice to hear from you. And Noah, I'm expecting a very dorky picture of you on my Facebook fan page. Now, this is what Cookie says. She says, if someone sticks my with a fork, I'm going to stab them in the eye with one. See, you just don't mess with some people and forks and their You don't do it. And Chris says, if someone stabs your with a fork, then they're doing it wrong. So just keep the forks out of the bedroom, okay? See, I don't even want to know. See, I cannot be held responsible for some of the things that are being said in the chat. I really can't. Now, okay, let's go ahead and talk about some of the questions. Now, these questions, see, this is important on a show like mine. Because us dorks, we need all the help we can get, for sure. So that's what I'm here to do. And now earlier I asked the question, I said, would you rather give up sex for a month, or would you rather give up the internet for a month? And this is what you may want to ask an attractive girl if she comes up to you in a bar, so you can spark a good conversation. Because if you're like me, you know, maybe you're not the best looking guy around, like in a pretty big radius. Maybe you're not, but it's good if you have the power of speech, if you're a good conversationalist. So I think that's a pretty thought-provoking question. Now, with me, like I said, I would have to be honest, and I'd have to say, like, well, you know, I would probably just go ahead and give up sex because I ain't getting it anyway. So there we go. So I'll keep my internet, and I'll give up sex because I really won't miss it. I really won't. It's cool. Okay, now, this is a deep question. Now, would you rather peak professionally when you're young? Now, you can write these down. I'll repeat them. You're going to want to write these in the palm of your hand when you go on a date. Or not a date, but when you're meeting people. Would you rather peak professionally when you're young or when you're old? Now, if you peak when you're young, then maybe you're able to enjoy stuff more, right? But then when you're older, you know, you're still going to have, you know, the benefits from it, you know, when you're not able to do as much. So, I mean, you want to live as hard as you can while you're young? Or see, it's a good question. These are questions I have to think about. I would have to put a lot of thought into that before I answered it. And it would, and I can see where a good conversation would, see, this is serious stuff. Okay, here's another one. I think I was tweeted. Or maybe I just dreamt that. So I think I may have missed a tweet. And I have another shout out to Abby. So thank you for the Abby shout out. She does appreciate it. Okay, now here's another question for you. Would you rather have a career that you love but barely earn enough to live, or would you rather hate your job but make tons of money? Isn't that an interesting question? Now, I know the answer to this question. If I could get by on doing something that I love doing, I don't have to make a lot of money. I really, 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 really don't. So I think that I would choose to do something that I love, because I would wake up every morning with a smile on my face, knowing that I was doing what I love doing each and every day. See, and that's an honest answer from me. Now, I guess a way around it would be like, well, just do the job you hate for long enough so you can have enough money to survive off of doing the one that you love. You know, that's cheating. You can't answer it like that. You got to pick one or the other. Now, let me go back to the chat. So, Jessica's got another dork pick. And see, she said dork this time. Did you notice that? See, she's learning. And see, that's what this is. This is a learning experience. Is what it is. Okay, now let me go ahead and refresh the page, if I can figure out how to work Facebook. See, I know. See, if I wasn't 41 and I was actually like 10, I could just whiz right around Facebook, no problem. And you know what? This is kind of depressing. It's June the 10th. I'm going to be 42 next month. Holy crap. It's just a little over a month away. My birthday is on July 16th. I'm going to be 42. I don't know if I'm ready for 42. You know, it's like every morning I wake up, I'm getting closer and closer to that 50. I don't know what to think about that. So I can't think, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be 41 up until midnight that night. So if anybody asks me, I'm not turning 42 early. I'm going to be 41 as long as I freaking can. I really am. Now let me refresh my page again, because it's acting all crazy and stuff. I'm trying to look at the pictures. And I don't know why. Okay, would my Facebook freaking refresh? What are you doing? Okay, we're going to have to come back to it. I'm going to have to come back to it and check it out. John, no. See, now, okay, John Gonzalez just came in the chat and he said, happy birthday. No, it's not my birthday. No, I'm not 42. I'm 41 years old, John. So don't start that crap. I know you. All right, don't start that crap with me. So, I mean, what do you think, guys? Would you rather have a career that you love, but you barely earn enough money to live, or hate your job, but you make tons of money? What do you think? Okay, now, here's a good question for the ladies. This will really get them thinking. It's a simple question, but if you think about it, it's like, ooh, it's a good question. Now, would you rather be overdressed for an occasion, or would you rather be underdressed for an occasion? See, no in between. It's overdressed or underdressed. Either way, people are going to look at you. And you're going to get kind of sort of the same reactions. You know, me, I'm a dude. I'm pretty much underdressed wherever I go because I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with who I am. Cookie would probably say underdressed. I'm thinking. It's a stripper joke. I'm sorry. Okay, now, I got a couple of more questions here. I think these are really good. Okay, now check this out. Would you rather grow old with someone that you never love, but you have a stable relationship with them? Or would you rather have a deep love with someone who dies young? That's a great question, isn't it? Isn't that a great question? And you know what? I think we want to say, I would rather have a deep love with somebody who dies young. I think that's what we want to say. But then common sense kicks in. And everything that we learn in the movies just sort of goes away. And I think most people, and this is kind of sad, I think most people would rather grow old with somebody that they never really loved, but they got along with. You know, just for that stability, just for that comfort of knowing that there's going to be somebody there with you. And I think most people would probably choose that. What do you guys think? I don't know. It's a deep question, John. It's not morbid. These are deep thinking questions. Where did Thoughtologist go? I need to know what he's thinking. Did you know that I was going to check your show out tonight? I did not know that. Now, what about you, Thoughtologist? Would you rather be deeply and passionately in love with someone and then them die young, or would you rather have a good, stable, solid relationship with somebody that you didn't really love and then grow old together? I want to know what you guys are thinking. And if you don't want to post it in the chat, go ahead and put it on my Facebook page, because I want to see what you guys think. I mean, I know what I think. I'm not really great at explaining it, but I definitely know what I think. Okay, now, what about this question? Now, see, I thought this was pretty funny, and this would be a great question to ask a chick. It really would, especially if your friend was there. Now, would you rather have sex with your best friend's boyfriend, but nobody ever found out? You totally got away with it, so you had sex one time, and then nobody ever found out about it. Or would you rather not have sex with your best friend's boyfriend, but everybody thinks that you did? Oh, what a good question. What a great... See, I think most people will be like, well, I mean, if they're going to think I had sex anyway, I might as well do it. You know, I think that's probably what most people would think. But what a moral dilemma that is. I mean, do you want your boyfriend to be jealous and hate you and you didn't even do anything? Or would you rather just get away with it and nobody ever know? See, that question gives me a headache. It does. It gives me a headache. And Clinton says he would rather be with a woman that he truly, deeply loved and die young. And Thoughtologist says, would rather have a gorgeous wife that cheated on you or a or a 4 to 5 that was loyal? See, that's a good question too. That really, I love the interaction. But I have to answer that question this way. I mean, I would rather, I guess, be in love with a 4 or 5. I mean, would I love them both the same? See, I don't know. And Cookie said, I just do it. Just have sex with the guy. Just go ahead. It's fine. It's all cool. I mean, if you're going to get away with it, just screw him. Okay, so moving along. Okay, here's the next question. Would you rather be an amazingly successful porn star? See, I don't know if you can just ask any girl this question. I guess you have to find the right girl to ask this question to, or you're going to get slapped, or she's going to walk off. See, you've got to be kind of a cool guy, or a very confident guy, let me say that, to get away with some of these questions, and this is one of them. Now, would you rather be an amazingly successful porn star, or would you rather be a so-so call girl? And I guess what that's asking is, if you're a really successful porn star, then everybody's going to know what you do. But if you're a so-so call girl, then they're not really, nobody's really going to know, and you can get. So I mean, what would you rather pick? See, I have no idea, because I couldn't be either, so I don't know how to answer that question myself. All right, now I've got one more question, and then we're gonna put a stop to this madness. All right, now if you're to live to 90, would you rather have the mind or the body of a 30-year-old? I'm going to answer this as truthfully as I can. I think if I'm 90 years old, I would rather have the body of a 30-year-old. And that may seem shallow, but I want to be healthy if I'm going to be 90, I'd like to be healthy. I'd like to look good, It would be kind of cool, to have the girls hitting on you when you're 90 years old. Hey, you look 30. But then you're dumb as a box of rocks, I guess. So, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on how smart you were at 30. And see, I don't know. I wasn't that smart at 30. And I look at it now and oh wow. I'm still not really that smart. And that's kind of depressing to actually think about that. Okay, now I want to talk just a minute because I want to relate this to my own life. And I'm not gay, all right? So don't even go there. I'm not. I like chicks. I really do. I like women a lot. Now, there was a poll taken on countries that are the most gay friendly. And, I look at stuff like this, and it's so funny, how people change throughout time. I know when I was in my 20s, I disagreed with gays, with homosexuality. I didn't believe it was right. I thought it was morally wrong. But it's so funny how people change over time. I guess in my 30s, I sort of started to, I guess, develop in my own mind, and I've gotten so much more passive. I think the older I get, I get to the point where I think if a certain lifestyle or if something someone does makes them happy, then it's okay. And I'll tell you how much I've changed. My best friend is a lesbian. Now, when I was 20 years old, that wouldn't have happened. No, there's no way that would have happened. But now my best friend is actually a lesbian, and that is just it's a wonderful thing. I think that I'm good with that now. But it's just funny, because people can change. But anyway, we are really behind in the United States when it comes to accepting the gay community. Now, there was a survey of 39 nations. Now, 60% of Americans said homosexuality should be accepted by society. Now, with younger people being on average more tolerant than the older generations, and that kind of makes sense. Now, Canada scored an impressive 80%. Mexico came in at 61%. Now, we're behind Britain, we're behind Germany, France, Italy, Venezuela, Chile, and the Philippines. And the list keeps going. Now, surveyed countries that found homosexuality unacceptable seem to mainly concentrate in the Middle East. Surprise! Hello. Surprise! Where aside from Greece, Israel, and Lebanon, scores stayed under 10%. Now, the most accepting country is actually Spain, which wins the title with an acceptance rate of 88%. So, if you want to be a homo, go to Spain, and you'll be very, very happy. Well, you know, and Noah said lesbians can be hot sometimes. They can. They can be very hot sometimes. You know, what do I mean by passive? Maybe I should have said I don't know if that's right either. I don't want to say that I don't care as much. I do care, I guess, but I think if people have different views and different opinions than I do, it's okay. I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody and as long as it doesn't make anybody uncomfortable or anything, I don't have a problem with it. And I used to love to argue. I used to love to debate stuff. And, you know, and not too long ago, I was totally against the legalization of marijuana. And this has just happened in the last year or two, where I've gotten to the point, well, you know, I don't smoke marijuana. I don't, but if it was legal, I might fire up a doobie. I don't know. But the more I hear about it and the more I see in the newspapers and I read about it, I really don't think it's that harmful. You know, I really don't. And you have to compare it to alcohol. I mean, it seems to me like it's a lot less damaging and harmful than alcohol is. And I'm not trying to have a debate with anybody. Maybe you believe it's okay, maybe you don't. I don't know. And I really don't care. I really, really don't. Whether it's legal or not is not going to affect my life whatsoever. But I don't think it's that bad. I think we've legalized much worse things. You know, I really feel like alcohol is 10 times worse than a doobie. I think when you go and you put a lottery in or casinos into a state, I think that's way worse than smoking marijuana. I mean, talk about destroying families and talk about an addictive behavior. You know? Thoughtologist says, but if you use a fake name in porn, you wouldn't have to feel ashamed of the people that recognize you. Yeah, you could. You could do that. Would your porn name be the same as your stripper name? I'd like to welcome High Five Radio to the chat. High Five, it's good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Well, let's see. What's going on? See, I think my show's over. I really do. I think it's over. Oh, wait, but it can't be over before I do this. Now, if you're a dork, I need you to do this. Stand to your feet. Put your hand over your heart. Raise your other hand into the air. Wait, before I do this, let me try Facebook again. See, I go through the whole setup, and then I'm like, let's do this one more time. Oh, for Pete's sake. It's not letting me... Okay, hang on. All right, let me try it again. Okay, here we go. I'm getting somewhere now, by gosh. Okay, so we've got a new dork picture from... See, Jessica's addicted now. She's addicted to posting her dorky pictures. Oh, she says it's a dork pic for you, Chris. See, Jessica's a hottie. I'm wondering now if she's even a dork. I mean, you can put the glasses on. You can put the glasses on and call yourself a dork. But I wonder. But thank you though. See, and as long as she's being honest and truthful, this is proof that you can be a dork and be a hottie. So thank you for posting the picture. And it's so funny when guys when they think a girl's pretty, it's like we just go to one word syllables or one syllable. See, I've lost my whole train of thought because I'd like to say I'm looking at your eyes, Jessica, in the picture, but I'm not. But see, we lose track. See, you want to say something about how breathtaking and stunning somebody is, but then you just come out with, wow, or yeah, or whoa, you know. And that's kind of what Chris did in the picture. Okay, now, if you're a dork, I want you to place your hand over your heart. I want you to raise your other hand into the air, and I want you to say this. I want you to say, I'm a dork, I'm proud, and I'm hip. Wait, I got more questions. See, I can't even do this. Is it weird to yell into a... Oh my gosh. Okay, I think this is a legitimate question. Noah says, is it weird to yell into a girl's and this is going back to, the bad sex advice that we were given earlier, to make a vibration or something. He says, I heard it somewhere. You heard someone yell into a vagina, or you heard that it was a good idea? See, I've heard that too. I've never had to try it, but I would like to know the answer. So, okay, girls, answer this question. Have you ever had a guy, go down there and then like make vibration noise, like, vibrate or yell into there, like, I guess hoping to hear an echo? I don't know. So how is that? I mean, is that something that's exciting, or is that just something that we've heard? Because I've never tried it. Because I don't want to be laughed at while I'm doing that. But if it works, then maybe I'll try it sometime. I don't know. Sonia says, does giving up sex for a month count having sex with yourself? I don't know. I didn't think about it that deeply. Had I thought about it that deeply, I may have changed my answer, now that you bring it up. And see, and that's why it's good to have these discussions. Now, Clinton says, I disagree with the casino's comment, as I live in Vegas now and see the benefits of it. Yeah, and I know there are lots of benefits. I mean, if you want to see an economy boom, then yeah. But I still think, though, that you've got a lot of people that are going into these casinos and they're spending their grocery money that they don't have. See, that's the problem I have with it. But I'm not going to debate it, because it's happening. I mean, it's happening all over the place, with the casinos and the lotteries and stuff like that. But Noah says he heard it was a good idea. See, I don't know. And exactly. And Chris says, is there an echo? Okay, so now we're going to do this. And this is a song by my good buddy Belgium Tim. He wrote this. It's the Waba song. And it's like the Dork National Anthem is what it is. And we're going to follow that up with the Waba rap by my good buddy Big N. So sit back and enjoy. Did I really just say sit back and enjoy? Really?
Working on being awesome every day. I'm working on being awesome every day. W-O-B-A-W-O-B yeah, I'm working on being awesome every day. I'm not really awesome to this day, but I'm working on being awesome every day. I'm not awesome today, but I'll be one day.
Yeah, Big N in the building, representing the Dorks. Dorks of the world unite, y'all. Yeah. Hey there, everybody, I got something to say. This guy right over there is Waba every single day. Okay, what is Waba?
It gets so creepy cold thing.
No, dude, it's just a little dork singing. Well, W is working, O is on it, B is being, and A is for awesome, and that's the dork saying. I'm already awesome, but that's okay, cause Mr. Chris Top is too, but he just doesn't know it. And so are all of you from here on to the far. And just so you know, life is good and I'm gone.
And Thoughtologist says, for some reason my chat log is frozen. I don't know if you can still see my messages. I can't, Thoughtologist. I have no idea what you're typing. And see, Clinton, why did you have to go and mention her? Really? See, you guys know. You know See, I've got this thing. I have this thing about lady. when I mention some people I just think are so disgusting that it makes me sick to my stomach. Okay, I said it. All right, and I have a difficult time listening to Lady Gaga. Okay, I almost made it through the whole show. And then Clinton had to. Anybody have a towel? Thank you, Abby. And then Clinton had to bring it up. Now, until I broadcast again, I want you to remember this. Please remember this. I do not, nor will I ever take any of you for granted. There are a million other things you could be doing, but you chose to listen to me. And that really, really does make me feel good. So until I broadcast again, remember this. Life is good, and I'm gone.
Is it over yet?
Completely over.
You have been exposed to the Chris Top program.
Yeah, okay, are we done? I really gotta get a life.
Now, you know, if you ever listen to my show on a regular basis, I don't ever stop after the outro. And I do this for those of you who know the show and don't leave right after the chat. Noah says, "Aw, thank you, I love you. It's like 10 where I live." Well, I'm glad you're staying up late. It's like 10 here. It's like we have something. Wow, Noah, I don't know. Maybe we might both be in the Central Time Zone. I don't know. Bren said it's an awesome show, and it's not awesome, but I'm working on it. And I do appreciate that. And Thoughtologist, he asked a very good question. He says, "What is your schedule?" I don't have a schedule. I know. See, I'm not that kind of guy. I don't have a schedule. And guys, I really appreciate the thought. I mean, I'm getting called awesome, and I do appreciate that. But let me explain it. Let me explain the whole idea behind the show. And I'll take this time. And I'm going to talk about something else too. But what I want to say is, and I feel like I have just said this so many times, but we've got new people in here. I don't believe anyone in the history of mankind has ever truly been awesome. Now, I believe that there are so many people that have done awesome things with their lives and in their lives. But I don't feel like anyone has ever reached that state of awesomeness. Now, is it something that we can strive for? Of course it is. It absolutely is something that we can strive for. And see, that's what makes us better people. Now, what is awesome? I mean, I hear it's thrown around so much. You know, and I use this example all the time, and Jen hates me for it, but, you know, you go to McDonald's, you get French fries. Those French fries might be good, they might be yummy, but they're not awesome. And people say that stuff. They say that stuff. And Chris is comparing my show to... He says it's like meeting in the French underground during World War II. You pass the word and you go to the appropriate secret location. But French fries, they can't be awesome. They can't. Now, what is awesome? Well, I'll tell you what awesome is. A thunderstorm. That's pretty awesome. When you see a child being born, that's pretty awesome. Now, am I awesome? No, I'm not even close. But I'm constantly in the pursuit of being awesome. I'm working on being awesome, a.k.a. WABA, and that's where that comes from. Now, I want to leave you with this story. And if we have any college professors out there, be careful. Don't be stupid like this guy. He was on a trip to Spain, and he was with 19 students on this trip. Now, Robert is the professor's name. He decided that the best way to be the cool professor was to, of course, down a couple of drinks and then tell the young females about his 100 or so sexual partners. Lie much? And then reportedly mentioned that a female student would be his favorite if she performed certain favors. But come on, he was just trying to hang out with the kids, right? Talk a little trash. Unfortunately, and see, this is so funny. The name of the university that he taught at, Slippery Rock University. I don't know. They disagreed with his tactics. And he made some appeals, but the court actually ruled on Friday that the university was within its rights to fire a professor for asking a student to perform oral sex on him. So if you're a college professor, don't ever do that. Don't even ask a gay student if you're in Spain. It's still not safe. Because when you fire a professor for that, tenure it no longer counts. And that sucks for you, right? So better luck next time. Maybe ask somebody that isn't your student and you're not on a trip somewhere. You can ask for it. Noah says there should be an achievement in life for achieving awesomeness. If you were a nerd or this is from Clinton. If you were a nerd or a geek, you would understand that we geeks and nerds are 100% awesome and beyond. Thank you guys so much, really, for listening to the show. I'm really going to go now, and hopefully I'll be back on tomorrow because, like I said, I'm on a 9-day vacation, so maybe the Chris Top program will once again take over Spreaker. And I don't know if 9 days is enough, but we'll see what happens. And we're going to have some fun along the way, and it's like a family reunion every time I get on here because I love you guys so much. I really, really do. Until I broadcast again, please remember life is good and I am gone.
I am the one and only Chris Top, self-proclaimed leader of all dorks.
I'm Chris Top, king of the dorks. That's right.
Yeah, I remember growing up when I was a little kid. My mom was so sweet. She would say things like, "Thank God, Chris, there's only one of you because you are so very special."
There is only one Easter Bunny, there's only one Jesus Christ, there's only one God, and there's only one Chris Top.
I am the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view.
Actually, that's not true. I live next to a dumpster.
Meow! Shut up, Abby. Keep quiet. Yes, I know. I don't really have an ocean view. I have a view of the local hobo singing around a burning dumpster, but I don't want my fans to know that.
Does Chris Top have a mysterious side, a darker side, if you will? Well, I guess I do. You could compare my life to the Da Vinci Code.
C for Chris Top. H for holy mackerel, it's Chris Top.
Well, I don't know if my show would make sense if you played it backwards, but I do have a few things right in front of your face.
R for really awesome, Chris Top. I for I can't believe it's Chris Top. S for somebody pinch me, it's Chris Top.
Am I conceited? Am I conceited? No, I'm not.
T for terrific, Chris Top. O as in oh my god, it's Chris Top. And P for party time with me, Chris Top. Oh god.
Well, the ladies do like their Chris Top.
Oh god.
Well, that's it for today, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, life is good.
And I'm gone.